Hi everyone, this is Paul Lang for Disciplined Trading Strategies here with this week's Play of the Week. This is for the week ending October 29th, 2017, and this happened on Monday the 23rd. The stock was STX. I'm calling this a novice gap. I want to clarify something when I go through these slides that is not great as a highly rated novice gap at the time it happened. Also, this is 2 weeks in a row I noticed where I have a gap in here. I take a lot of time every day before the room to go through 1,000 stocks on daily charts and on hourly charts, and also go through the entire gap list that morning. And I like to pick the best of the available plays out there. A handful of things I like doing, and I like to find the best play in each of those categories. It happens this week though, this is a big earnings week, and earnings week causes a lot of gaps, and we had a lot of good quality gaps this week, so they were kind of the feature of the week where most of the good plays came from. The stock STX, I'm calling it a novice gap on here, but it was not highly rated as a novice gap, as we will see when we look at the daily chart in just a minute. The manager was simple, reward to risk 2.0, taking over 3 targets. This whole thing happened in about 15 minutes. It's not my plan to do that. I don't like to trade too fast, but when something drops very quickly, you have to get into it. You take some targets, and when it keeps dropping, you take your targets. And it turned out I played this pretty close to perfect because it did not drop much more beyond my last target. This is the daily chart of STX, and it opened right here on this particular day. And you can see those topping and bottoming tails, and that is something that is very expected on a gap like this because it is not a great novice gap. It was okay to watch, but watching the intraday chart, and I'll go to that right here, notice that gap there on the daily charts, just a little over 39 somewhere. That 1 minute chart I'm on right now, you can see the opening gap there on the left-hand side. Notice that it initially headed down, that bottoming tail, and probably a lot of people tried to short it right out of the gates, and they got stopped, and they probably got stopped a second time if they tried it a second time there. It wasn't until right in here that I felt this was ready to head lower. The short was underneath $40, stop over 40.50. Picked the right moment because it started to drop from there and drop very quickly. On that free falling red bar, I took target number 1. On a play like this, there are not generally preset targets because they don't exist. We're falling into a void area, and you just have to get a feel for the stock, how much it may drop. And I usually try to take a first third fairly quickly to get safe with the play. This would drop very quickly. The second target, after it dropped some more, it started to reverse. So I locked a quick second target there and ended up going on at 38.92. And then once it rallied just a little bit, a couple of bars, rolled over again and fell really hard again, I then took that third target at 38.47, not far off from the low of the day. Made one more little dip lower, and then that was the low that you see in the chart there at about 10.22 or so. That was the low for the day in there. So overall, not a bad play. I know a lot of you like to look at these trade of the day videos, and that's great. I leave them on the site, and I'll continue to do so. A lot of you look at them just to see what can be done because you're curious. A lot of you look at them to try and learn a few things. I do want to caution you, of course, that understanding all the little finesse that goes into understanding the gaps or to understanding the plays I do from the hourly or daily chart, it's not rocket science, but there's a lot more involved than just a simple explanation I gave you here. Why was this considered for a short this morning? Why did I not short it at open like some people might have tried? Why did I wait till that exact moment? These are all things that are very learnable and teachable. They're part of the things that I do in the trading room and in the courses that I teach. So I just want to point out you're welcome to look at these, but I would suggest that you take the time to really learn how to do these because they are very learnable. If you have time, come join the DTS trading room if you're around during the morning or if you've ever been in a trading room. This is not the typical thing. I'm talking like I am to you right now. We methodically review a big list of stocks initially and then bring that down to a handful of stocks that I'm looking at for the opening minutes and for the first half hour. And that process continues throughout the morning to find the best of the best plays. So check it out. You can come to my website at disciplinedtradingstrategies.com and just click on the services page and check out how to get a trial to the DTS trading room. Until next time, this is Paul Lang, and good trading, everybody.